You've bought the materials, you've finished the job, you've gotten paid. Now you need to do a little bit of bookkeeping and accounting. So I want to walk you guys through what a typical accounting and bookkeeping session looks like for our handyman business. First off, how we buy materials is we buy all of our materials on a credit card. Currently, we use Chase credit card. It has pretty good cash back offers. So basically, every time we buy materials, we are getting cash back, and that's accumulating in our Chase account where we can use that to redeem for travel or points or however we want to do that. It's actually pretty awesome. It's a huge benefit to buy your materials with a credit card. But the one caveat that I would have, if you are going to use a credit card, and I learned this the hard way, is pay it off every single month. It's very easy to get in the routine of, oh, hey, I don't have enough money this month to pay off the credit card bill fully. I'm just going to pay the minimum payment. That's a horrible idea, especially as a business. So if you're going to use a credit card, make sure that you set it up to auto pay every single month the full balance of the credit card and figure out a way to pay that every single month, or you will find yourself in a very tricky situation and you don't want to go there. So we purchase all of our materials, like we said, on a credit card. And for instance, when we go to Home Depot, we have a Home Depot Pro account. And what that is, that's not a Home Depot credit card, that's just a Home Depot Pro account. And basically what that is, it gets you an account number. And for us, we use our phone number. So our business phone number is our account number. And basically when we go to checkout, we enter our account number. It asks us for a PO for that specific job. And the cool thing about it is the Home Depot Pro account saves all of our receipts. So it saves the receipts for quite a few years, and you can go back and review them. You can use them for returns. It's a very valuable tool to have, a very valuable resource. Basically what it is, you can go in there, you can look at your receipts. It shows you pictures of everything that you bought. And another cool thing about the Home Depot Pro account is it gives you basically cash back in a sense. So every so often, I think it's every 500 or every 1,000 or every 1,500 that you spend, it's based on a certain trajectory. You get a certain bonus for that. You get either a $75 tool rental or you get $50 free Home Depot money to spend. So it really helps in the long run because at the end of the year, you're probably gonna end up spending quite a bit of money at Home Depot. So you might as well get a little bit of cash back for it. And they save your receipts. So there's really nothing that you can lose from that. And then after that, we use QuickBooks. So we use QuickBooks to log everything and pull all of our P&Ls. And basically QuickBooks is all of our bank accounts and all of our credit card accounts are linked to our business QuickBooks. And it's really easy. They're synced automatically. So you can go in, usually twice a month. You could do it every week if you want. Go through there and categorize all of your expenses. So you can go in there and say you have something you bought at Chipotle. Obviously, you're going to categorize that as food or meals. And then, materials. So if you buy things at Home Depot, that would be logged under materials. Obviously, when services come in, so when income comes in, that gets logged as a service. And that is a revenue portion of the profit and loss, which we'll talk about here in a second. And that really brings us into the other thing that QuickBooks is fantastic at. And that is pulling P&Ls, profit and loss statements for our business. So after all of our receipts are categorized in QuickBooks in the correct category, we go ahead and we pull a P&L, a profit and loss out of QuickBooks, and you can pull it for 2 days, you can pull it for 3 days, you can pull it for a week, you can pull it for a month, you can pull it for a year. So it's super helpful to see where your business is at any particular time. And it works the best when you update and you categorize everything right before you go ahead and pull a P&L. That way you know that you have the most accurate information that you're looking at. It really helps you understand how much gross profit you brought in, how much you spent on materials, how much you spent on payroll, etc., all the way down to what your net profit is. So it's super helpful, super valuable for running and growing a business. And then talking about QuickBooks, that kind of brings us to the end of our bookkeeping and the beginning of our kind of passing it to our CPA. So our CPA is linked with our business QuickBooks. So when it's time for our CPA to actually do the taxes, they have all of the information in our QuickBooks account. So that's why we go in every 2 weeks and we update, we categorize everything in QuickBooks so that at the end of the year, our CPA doesn't really need to ask us a whole lot of questions. Obviously, there's a whole lot more information that we need to submit to her, being, mileage for trucks and things like that. But by and large, all the gas, all the materials, all the food, all the income is categorized and displayed correctly in QuickBooks, which is very helpful for our CPA. She has a lot fewer questions to ask us. Another cool thing about QuickBooks is you can actually attach receipts to QuickBooks if you want. There's also a lot of accounting features and bookkeeping features built into a lot of CRMs. So Marquette has a very minimal functionality of this, but Service Fusion has a little bit more robust system when it comes to accounting and bookkeeping. Basically, you can go in there and you can track how much money you made on each particular job, how much materials you spent on each particular job, what your gross profit was, what your net profit was on any particular job. So basically, it's helping you pull a P&L statement, a profit and loss statement on each individual job. And that can be helpful, but by and large, QuickBooks profit and loss statement is a must.